We had designed by nature or God to adapt to all foods. Oh, really? I'm surprised he hasn't seen this in history. Adaptation, oh really? There's a lot of people, albeit that cannot handle fruit sugar. You know what, this is kind of bullshit stuff, and no offense that, you know, this stuff keeps coming down here. The adaptation, if you haven't looked at the problems man's having in his health issues, if you haven't looked at that, my friend, take a look at that. You're sitting out there in the wilderness and not understanding what's going on here. The genetics in the children, the amount of, out of 5 people, 4 have cancer. Oh, but we've adapted to this kind of food, haven't we? You know, that's insane thinking. This kind of thinking doesn't get anywhere. You know, this is bull crap. Obviously, we have not adapted. And guess what? When you go back to a tropical fruit that matches your physiology, guess what happens? You get well. You don't get well on adapting to high-protein diets and stuff like that. Sorry, we don't adapt well to those. We have not adapted well. You think we've adapted well. We've stayed aggressive. We've stayed ignorant. Look at the human race on this planet. Most people have their head buried under the sand. They lack spirituality. They lack love. They're herd animals. This is one of the gnarliest planets out there, guys. This isn't a heaven on earth, and it never will be. You have to understand where heavens are and how you get there. And you can't get there with these kind of crap type attitudes and stuff. You got to understand what's going on here and how man's walking down the wrong road. If this was true, there wouldn't be any problems with man at all. There wouldn't be any health issues because we've adapted to ice cream. We've adapted to candy. That's crap. Humans have got to lift themselves up out of this low-level thinking, and it comes from all these low-level diets. You know, you want to act like an animal, you want to be angry and mean or whatever. Most animals are loving and friendly. I don't know, but the eating of meat and the dairy products, no one adapts to that, my friend. Nobody. Fruit sugar, best sugar on the planet. You know, fructose is one of the best sugars on the planet for humans. And we do very well with it. When it comes to diet, he's way off. No, I'm not. Not at all. Look at our record of curing people up, healing people around the world from all these problems. Not off, my friend. This is what gets them well. If you don't choose to live on a diet, okay, my expertise is getting you well. After that, you do what you want. I do agree, though, I don't think man could go back to a fruitarian diet for a couple more generations down the road. It's just the way man has adapted in his consciousness. You have to understand this is so far beyond just basic material positive and negative forces bumping uglies. This is about consciousness and states of consciousness. Like you're in a state of consciousness here. You've got to pull up out of that and get rid of all these states of consciousness and get into pure consciousness. And then there's no questions about things, you know.